This is my November 2025 Magic Moments video. So at the end of every month, I do a review on how the month went and I pull out the magic moments from the month, AKA the wins and the celebrations. It's really important to do this because it trains your brain to focus on what you're doing great, the celebrations, that you're doing awesome. Because if I didn't do this, my natural inclination is it's already December 1st right now. It's already focusing on, oh, December, what's next, more. And that mindset keeps you in scarcity and it makes it never enough. And then if I operate from that place, that fuel of not good enough, anxiety, I'm gonna create things from that place. I'm gonna interact with clients from that place. I'm gonna interact with prospects from that place, which is no bueno. So I'm gonna share with you my list. I made a simple list. All you gotta do is I took 30 minutes to do this, because once you actually start doing it, you get a little bit of a rhythm. You could take longer. I took 30 minutes for this round. And literally all I did, I went through my calendar on my computer. I have a journal where I keep my notes for the month as well, and I map out the days and the weeks during the month as well. And that's it. And I pulled out the wins and the magic moments. You could do more if you want, but also the other piece is keeping things simple. Because if you make it too complex, you're not gonna do it. Complexity is the enemy of execution. So I'm just gonna read you the list. I have it right in front of me on my journal, and I'm just gonna pull off each one. So the first one in November, I'm just doing this in chronological order, no importance of sequence, and nothing special about the sequence that I'm giving. But the first put out on my list was I was a guest on the Profitable Coach podcast with my good friend Kim Rich. That's coming out soon. I'm excited to share it with you guys. And I'm trying and wanting to make more effort to be a guest on more podcasts. I have my podcast, Peak Humans, which is great, but it's also great to be a guest on podcasts too, which is what I'm doing more of as well. The next, number 2, was I made a trip to Puerto Rico. Right now, I've been in Medellin, Colombia for the last month and a half. After Cape Town, South Africa, my fiance Josephine and I, we decided to come to Medellin. We love it here. We've been here since mid-October, I believe, and we've been here through, now it's December 1st. All in November we've been here. I flew from here to Puerto Rico for about 4 days to handle some business over there, and it was a successful trip, and that was a win as well. Now, the third is I was also a guest on the Ageless Future podcast. Ageless Future is a great podcast all about longevity. My good friend Reagan Archibald, he's the founder of a company called Ageless Future, where they help people with their blood labs and peptides and stem cells and all this amazing longevity work. So I was grateful to be a guest on that podcast. It came out a couple weeks ago, and you can find it at Ageless Future Podcast. The number 4 was I also scheduled a great podcast with a gentleman named Salim Najjar, who's also known as the HRV guy. HRV is heart rate variability. I'm gonna actually record that podcast later today. I'm excited about having him on because he's a great name in the space. He's doing great work. I'm a big believer in the power of HRV. That's why I wear my, I wear my Whoop to measure my HRV, and I track it every day. It's a very important biomarker to track and improve. And the next one was I went to a couple of different events here in Colombia. One was for Entrepreneurs House, which is a mastermind group for 7, 8, 9-figure entrepreneurs here in Medellin. And it was great going, making new relationships, meeting founders, and getting to see what they're doing, and also see how we could work together and build business and collaborate. So it's great. And also being in a room with people that are playing at a high level is always great. I talked about this a lot. Proximity is power. The more you can get in a room with people that are doing great things, it's gonna force you to expand and grow. And when you feel uncomfortable, that's a good thing. When you feel like, oh my God, I felt that. I'm like, oh man, my business is not as big, or I'm not growing as much, or damn, these guys are making millions of dollars a month. Like, that makes me wanna grow even more. Most people quit after they hear that. But for me, it gives me a fire and excitement in my body. The next one is, I had a great call. I'm working on a deal with 2 gentlemen, and I had a great call with them. I can't really give too much details because it's a little private deal, but that's going really good. and it can be a really big deal. This is where you work on big deals, like home run deals, and also you work on your base hits every single day. Can't get too caught up in these home run deals, otherwise, because they don't always happen, and you'll lose your cash flow, which is your oxygen for your business. Next, I'm on the brain trust for a venture capital fund called Expert Dojo, and they had their brain trust call with all their advisors for the fund, for the portfolio companies. And I joined the call. It was great connecting with everybody and checking in and touching base and adding value and talking about next steps on how we can keep growing and expanding their portfolio and working with their founders. I also have been doing my weekly relationship meetings with my fiance, which is a really important practice that we both do that adds a lot of value to our life and to our businesses. So we've been consistent with that. Every Sunday, we just spend 30 minutes, 40 minutes to review the magic moments for the week, any challenges that came up, work through them. And also we work through a relationship book. We're always learning and growing, because if you're not growing, you're dying. So we're going through a relationship book to keep on growing in that area as well. We also have been doing our money meetings, my fiance and I. We have money goals for our wealth, for how we want to build for the future. So we've been being consistent with those as well, which was also a big win in terms of investing, real estate, and things like that. And also in our business, crypto, stocks, whatever you want to invest in. But this is why it's important to talk about cash flow. We also play the Cash Flow Game by Robert Kiyosaki, which is a great game to increase your financial intelligence and financial literacy. Go to Cash Flow Game online to get the online version, or you could buy the board game as well, which is a lot of fun. And I also went to another great networking event. I hate to say networking event. I went to another great event here in Medellin called the International Breakfast Club. Great, like 70 founders for a great lunch on a Friday. We all got to mastermind, talk, connect, support each other, made a lot of great relationships there as well. I had a great meeting with a group about ads for my business. We're looking into running ads. Had a great meeting with that group, learned more. Not sure if we're gonna work with them, but again, it's good to get on these calls and learn and see what's out there in the market. We did actually bring on another ads guy, which we are working with now. We brought him on, and so we are excited about that. But again, we had multiple calls with different agencies or just people that run ads. We found a good fit. This is why you want to have many calls and interviews, not just go for the first one or the first one that sounds good. Another win was I've been coaching my clients, my one-on-one clients, getting great results, staying consistent with that, and they've been getting a lot of really good results. We've been doing more hypnosis and NLP, and they really love it because it goes to the unconscious work and really does a lot of very powerful unconscious shifting, where it's not just talk, feels good stimulation, but it doesn't actually make any transformation or change. So we've been going under the hood a lot to help them with their motivation strategy. One of my clients, what was it for him? Organization. He gets overwhelmed. He's building a Bitcoin mining business. He gets overwhelmed with all the things he's got to do. So I helped him chunk that down, and now it's much more manageable for him. Another goal was I sold Bitcoin above 100K. Now it's at 83,000, and I'm happy about that, obviously, because I watch the market. A lot of my clients are traders and investors in crypto, but also, again, I study this stuff, and it's a mindset game. It's an emotions game, trading and investing. And in the past, I would hang on and be like, oh, it's going to go back up, but I knew sell, get out. You could always get back in if you want. And now I have cash that I could deploy later once Bitcoin goes down even further. Right now it's at $83,000 at the making of this video, approximately. Another great win was, I had another great call with another gentleman about running webinars and challenges for the business. Not gonna hire him, but again, great to learn about what they do with their strategies and just talk to more people about their business. Also had a great call with another gentleman who's great at AI architecture, who I probably am gonna be working with. He's gonna help me rebuild my website, just use more AI, implement it more. And I've also been talking to another good friend of mine here in Medellin now about cursor and vibe coding, which is also something I'm learning more about, because if you can build stuff and sell stuff, you're unstoppable, right? Ideally, you wanna have at least one of those skills where you can build something or sell something, because again, if you can't sell it, nothing's gonna happen. But if you can do both, it's insane. And in today's world with AI and being able to create software. Anybody could do it. It's incredible the time that we're living in. So I recommend that you go learn these skills. Go play with Cursor. There's another thing called Replit, and just go learn about AI architecture, how you can actually start building your own software for your own website, for whatever you want to build. But ultimately you want to make sure you have an outcome in mind. Like, are you building for something, for someone that you can have it sell to them, right? Because you want to add value to the world and create more value and expand the pie. Also went to another mastermind called the Founders Roundtable Mastermind here in Medellin. It was great, in a room with about 10 different business owners around a table, and we all went around for 10 minutes each about our business and got to share what we do, what the challenge is, what we needed support with, and then we got feedback from 10 other successful business owners on how to improve the business and the challenge. So that was great, right? It's always good to get feedback from other business owners and to stretch and to grow. And it was great to see what other people are doing, and I got to meet, again, build some really good relationships. Also got some other potential clients as well from that event. Last two are celebrated Thanksgiving with a new friend here in Medellin, right up in those big hills up there. Beautiful, beautiful view up there of the city. He has a beautiful house, and got to deepen our relationship with other friends as well. And it was great celebrating Thanksgiving at somebody's home with community, and yeah, great to feel at home in a new city that we've only been here for about a month and a half now. And lastly, we got our blood labs done. We just got our blood labs done. I got a couple bruises here on my forearms because they went a little painful in the veins, but glad that we got the labs done, because now we could track and measure our biomarkers when we're doing peptides, just the shifts we make with our exercise and our workouts and our longevity routines. And so it's really powerful to start measuring and tracking this stuff. So if you haven't done it, I advise you to do that. If you need help, you could reach out, and we're happy to support you on that. So those are some of my magic moments from November 2025. Hope you take the time to do this exercise. If you haven't done it, or if you don't do it, I advise you to do it, right? You do this on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, also on a daily basis, and then also on a quarterly basis. I know it sounds crazy, but this is what you got to do if you want to play at the highest level in life and business. And again, it keeps you in a frame of appreciation versus expectation and never being enough and always wanting more and more and more, and you stay in the gap and you're in anxiety and frustration. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you have questions, reach out, and I'll see you in the next one.